3 months have passed since Queen Elizabeth's first treatment. Thelma and Bruno gave information to each other. Bruno said that Thelma's medicine for tuberculosis had already begun to be published by the university. Thelma was surprised because the information about tuberculosis medicine spread so quickly. Someday, Thelma will give the process of making it without using divine arts so that ordinary people can make the medicine. Pharmacy knowledge should be shared with everyone. Maybe a pharmacist can find new research from this pharmaceutical knowledge. Bruno just found out that it turns out that the tuberculosis drug prescription has a procedure for making it. Then he also gave a warning to Thelma. Thelma's current strength and knowledge were extremely dangerous because there would definitely be some people who wanted to get rid of him. There are also rumors that Queen Elizabeth's tuberculosis was caused by someone who tried to kill the Queen. So he had planned to pass tuberculosis to Queen Elizabeth. Thelma wasn't convinced by the rumors. A Queen Elizabeth, who was also a divine arts user, there was no way her tuberculosis could spread widely in such a short time. Even though she was infected with tuberculosis from that person, the growth of bacteria in the Queen's body was only below 10%. Then Thelma asked Bruno for permission to go to Queen Elizabeth's residence because it was time for her to take medicine. After Thelma went to the Queen's residence, Bruno thought of something that worried him. After Thelma arrived at the Queen's residence, the son of the Queen named Noah had a private talk with Thelma. Noah informs that the Queen is preparing a gift because Thelma saved her life. Noah wanted to know Thelma's wish that he would tell the Queen later. Elizabeth could give much money, titles, territories, or whatever Thelma wanted. At first, Thelma was confused about what to ask the Queen for, but Noah kept urging him because Thelma was a noble. Thelma must have a great desire, at least for Thelma's own future. Finally, Thelma said he wanted to open a pharmacy. Thelma wants to provide cheap and safe medicine for anyone. There was no difference in status between nobles and commoners. After that, Thelma went to the Queen's room to take care of her. The Queen's body condition has better, and Thelma's medicine is very effective. Thelma also warned that this medicine must be taken regularly because tuberculosis is very dangerous. Then the Queen would still follow Thelma's advice. Thelma could make her believe in such a situation when the Queen was in a critical period. Elizabeth was also worried because, at that time, her authority as Queen immediately fell, and almost no hope left to live. She didn't know, will this country be worthless without me? Thelma said that the Queen didn't need to think like that. Many people put their hope in the Queen and wanted the Queen to recover. The most important thing for Majesty, besides the people, is family. Majesty is still needed for the future of your sons, said Thelma. Queen Elizabeth was grateful for the words of encouragement Thelma had just spoken. Then Thelma also said one more thing. One day humans will surely die, so do your best while still breathing in this life. Queen Elizabeth had once faced a critical situation. So after recovering, Queen can definitely use more time to give happiness to others, especially to the family. Thelma, who had already experienced death, would also take advantage of this opportunity again to live a better life.
2度目の生はよりよく生きることができるでしょう。
6 months have passed, and Queen Elizabeth has recovered from her tuberculosis. The Queen told Bruno and Thelma to attend an event made by her. Elizabeth was also signing something in preparation for the event.
そうだ。
As the event begins, Queen Elizabeth calls Bruno to be given the territory of Marseille, a region that has the largest medicine production in the country. After that, the Queen calls Thelma to present an award and a gift. Everyone was surprised that Thelma, who was still a 10-year-old boy, could get such a special thing. The Queen promoted Thelma to become an official pharmacist and bestowed the Noble Pharmacist badge on Thelma. The Queen also allowed Thelma to establish her own pharmacy in this empire. The queen wanted Falma to help her to provide quality medicine. Falma was surprised and grateful that his dream had been achieved so far. Falma also did not expect that he would be bestowed the title of Noble Pharmacy. This is a special thing for Falma, and from now on, Falma will try his best to work as a pharmacist.
ありがとうございます。
おめでとう、我が子よ。
After arriving home, the people who were ordered by the queen immediately went to meet Falma. The construction workers requested the interior details that Falma needed for his new pharmacy. Ellen also came to see Falma. Bruno ordered her to help Falma in his new pharmacy. If there was a problem at the construction stage or after the construction was completed, Queen Elizabeth could provide another fee to renovate Falma's pharmacy. At first, Falma was confused because he still hadn't prepared anything. But since the queen had already ordered these people and had given hope to Falma, so Falma immediately gave them the interior he needed.
おお、これは。
Several months had passed, and Falma's pharmacy was almost complete. The lead construction worker there asked Falma, "What is the name of this new medicine shop?" Falma had yet to find a suitable name for his pharmacy. He also thought that his childhood dream of having his own pharmacy had been achieved. Falma also said establishing a pharmacy in another world was very strange. Falma's words were heard by the leader of the construction workers, and he immediately renamed Falma's medicine shop Pharmacy in Another World Isekai Yakyoku.
また大層な命名ね。どうしてこうなった？
Falma was surprised because what he said earlier wasn't about naming his new shop. But Ellen said that this name was suitable for Falma's medicine shop. After all, whatever name Falma gives later will definitely conflict with the other noble pharmacy. Then someone came to see the new shop there. He was named Baron, one of the medicine store owners in Queen Elizabeth's empire. At first, Baron didn't know the owner of this shop. When Falma introduced himself and introduced his new shop, Baron laughed at Falma because of the shop that was created. "A boy, it's impossible to sell quality medicine. Seeing your current age, maybe only selling candy or something," said Baron. Falma explained casually that Baron's words were true. Falma was selling candy that could relieve pain in the throat. When Baron laughed at Falma's words again, Ellen immediately kicked Baron out of there because she wasn't in the mood to get trouble no other people like Baron.
私が相手になってあげる。この店をぶっ潰したいならはっきりおっしゃい。
高貴な方々と我々とではやり方が違いましょう。ではこれで。
よろしくなんてされなくてもいいわよ。おとといおいで。
After the shop construction was finished, Falma immediately put all the needed items in his new shop. But Falma still hadn't decided who would be the accountant in this shop. Falma and Ellen would definitely focus on making medicine and checking pharmaceutical goods. Then Charlotte came just in time when they were discussing this. Charlotte wants to be an accountant at Falma's shop because she is very good at arithmetic. She wanted to always serve Falma wherever and whenever. At first, Falma didn't want Charlotte to be an accountant here because she was only 9 years old. But Charlotte reasoned that Falma was also 10 years old, only 1 year different from Charlotte's age. In Falma's mind, he had almost forgotten about this. Although Falma's age is still 10 years old, he mentally is already 31 years old. Charlotte still kept begging Falma. She could also do anything related to taking care of the house. Finally, Falma allowed Charlotte to work here as an accountant. After getting Falma's permission, Charlotte was pleased and would do her best for him. Then Falma was still thinking about other things such as taxes, documents, or letters. Ellen also tried to calm Falma. "At least we have Charlotte who can take care of it." But Falma still wanted to find someone else so Charlotte wouldn't push herself too hard to do all those complicated things.
公文書作成をできる人員が必要なのは変わらないな。
Several days had passed, and Falma still hadn't found anyone to take care of the taxes and paperwork in his shop. Then Falma saw the servants were sad because Cedric would stop working in Falma's family. He retired because his knees are still not able to walk normally. Actually, Cedric still wants to work when his knee heals. But Bruno was worried and advised Cedric to focus on resting in his village. After hearing that, Falma would cure Cedric's knee's condition and send him to work in Falma's new shop. Then Thelma went to Bruno's room to ask permission to hire Cedric in his shop. Bruno allowed Thelma because Cedric was also no longer working here. Then Bruno gave a considerable amount of money to Thelma's capital to build a business in his medicine shop. However, Thelma couldn't accept this much money. But Bruno said that the money would definitely be of use to Thelma. Not everyone can build a business from scratch with that much capital. Thelma had a future that he had to go through. Bruno had deliberately stopped Cedric from working because he wanted Cedric to work for Thelma. Cedric was a man to be trusted for many years. He performs very well in handling all matters regarding accounting, taxes, and important documents. Bruno didn't want to see his son have trouble finding someone else. For financial problems at home, Bruno will look for a new accountant. After hearing Bruno's words, Thelma accepted the money and thanked Bruno, as he had been worried about her son.
ありがとうございます。